Namaskar. I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. You are watching this online training program under the umbrella theme of ICT for Teaching and Learning of Social Sciences. Today we are in day 2 of this training program, and the topic that we have taken up today is audio and video resources for the teaching and learning of social sciences. This training program is brought to you by Central Institute of Educational Technology, NCERT, New Delhi. You are watching us live on PME Vidya channels from 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. You can also participate in this training session with your queries and questions and of course your doubts. So please take down our phone number, which is 8800444059. We also have a dedicated email ID for you, that is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. And lastly, we're streaming live on our YouTube handle NCERT Official, which means you can go to the live chat box or comment section, put in your questions and suggestions there. It is a training program, which means that there is going to be an assessment at the end of the training session, that is on day 5. If you score more than 70%, you will be granted a certificate, and that certificate can be downloaded from Diksha portal. So please make sure that you watch all the sessions very carefully. Now, we all know that audio and video resources, they definitely make teaching and learning of any particular subject really interesting, because then you have something right in front of you, or you can listen to it, and there's a lot of voice modulation, animation, some catchy stuff, which of course, makes you inclined towards learning that subject more. It arouses your interest towards the subject also. The social sciences is just one broad category. Under this we have history, we have economics, we also have geography. Now, for these, we have different type of audio and video resources because the requirements and need and demand is different. Now, before we delve deep into the topic, and I have a lot of questions in my mind, I'm sure you too have a lot of stuff to ask in this session. Let me introduce you all to my expert for today's session. We are joined by Dr. Upasana Ray. Ma'am, namaskar and welcome to the session.
Namaskar, Harpreet.
Let me tell everybody that ma'am is Associate Professor from Planning and Research Division of CIET NCERT, New Delhi. And with ma'am, we are going to conduct this discussion, and I'm going to take this conversation forward. Of course, I'll ask her a lot of questions, but before that, it is absolutely important to set the, I would say, outline for the session, what exactly we are going to learn and what are the main points that we will be covering. So ma'am, I request you to kindly share with us those main points that you will be focusing on during the session today.
Sure, Harpreet. And it's always nice to be on NCERT Live. So, I would like to say that today we are going to first talk on ICT, depending on how ICT should be used. The basic is what is the importance of it. Many people say it's better to be in a regular traditional classroom than to be in a ICT lived classroom. But ICT has its own advantages. And I would always say that please adapt ICT and make it blended so that the children have the best of both the worlds. And moving on, we shall talk about how different types of resources may be used, what are the latest apps that are in the theory, and moving on, we shall go into focus on the creations that NCERT has done.
Right.
And basically, as you can see, the slide over here is everything that NCERT has been doing. We create, and obviously on NCERT Live, you can store everything. So, storage is very beautifully done both on YouTube. I also suggest that you put some of your photographs on Facebook and put the album as only me. That way you also save space, and you also have your photos in a place where it may not get deleted. You may not lose your precious memories. So, Google Photos is also another place where you can do it.
Right.
Why do I suggest Facebook and Google Photos as cloud platforms? It is because you will be able to retrieve your memories.
True. That is amazing.
And there is also one small thing here, Harpreet.
Sure,
nowadays we do not when in the yesteryears हम सिर्फ एक फ़ोटो खींचते थे क्योंकि कोडैक में 32 की रील में बस एक फ़ोटो की कीमत बहुत ज़्यादा होती थी. आज हम लोग एक इवेंट के लिए एटलीस्ट 350 फ़ोटो खींच लेते हैं क्योंकि हमें कॉस्ट नहीं पड़ता है. बट द थिंग इज़ दैट आपके डेटा बैंक को, आपके मोबाइल फ़ोन को ये बहुत भारी पड़ता है, आपके सेविंग्स ऑफ द क्लाउड को ये बहुत भारी पड़ता है. सो ट्राई टू follow minimalism. Keep one picture as memory. Keep one email that is important ताकि in front of all the spam and junk emails you are able to store that email. इसीलिए मैं ये भी हमेशा प्रमोट करती हूँ कि email के अंदर आप हमेशा अपने जो लेबल्स होते हैं वो लेबल्स अच्छे से क्रिएट करके उस emails को सॉर्ट करके रखिए. So a lot of our time today is consumed in the sorting of our e-documents as well. So the more properly and more creatively you sort and label and keep your documents, the more easier you find to retrieve them.
Absolutely right. Even I totally agree with you that it is always good and I would say very mindful to just keep 1 or 2 photographs as memory, and please just live for the moment. You know, wherever you are, do not just spend your time clicking pictures, but live for the moment, absorb what is there around you, and cherish them and keep those memories in your heart forever. Now, ma'am, because today we are going to talk about these audio video resources. We know that they're very important when it comes to teaching and learning a different subject. Especially post-pandemic, we have seen that ICT has played a major role in turning the tide. Basically, it has brought some kind of revolution in the educational sector, and in teaching learning of various subjects, we see that ICT now has become almost an integral part. It has been encouraged, and of course, National Education Policy 2020 also mentioned some of really beautiful things about that. We will come to that later, but I just want to know, how do you think the role of ICT has changed post-pandemic, especially when it comes to teaching and learning of social sciences?
Exactly. You know, pre-pandemic, we used to make a PowerPoint. Basically, mostly our PowerPoints used to be raw PowerPoints where the things used to be written, and many of us still, even today do, we read out of our PowerPoints. But that is not the way a presentation is done.
Yeah.
And that is where during the pandemic, the changes came. We learned to manipulate and use the resources that is already with us. And that is something I promote in a big way, that send your resource to other people to use them and receive resource from others to use. It is a very important thing. Don't sit with a PowerPoint you have made. Send it to your friends. They can change, they can manipulate according to the need of their class. Basically, like a PPT on cloud can be used to teach vaporization of water and this total water process in science, as well as it may be used to teach land breeze and sea breeze in the social science class. So learn to share, learn to send and to receive. The more you send, the more you receive, and the more you learn to manipulate the resources that you already have with you, the more you basically create.
Right.
The more you keep on creating the things that you have. Now, as you can see, this is the variety of the e-materials we have. E-material doesn't mean that it is only a PowerPoint. It is also the text, the image. Like I told everybody visiting Mahakumbh that take your pictures. The more pictures we have to use here in CIT, or we have more to use in our PowerPoints, it is the more we are out of copyright issues. So use your phone well. Learn to take pictures of your own. And high resolution pictures of your own. Make the photographer within you rise to the occasion. Take a moment, click a bird. Take a moment, click a bike. Take a moment, take your own biryani. When you are showing the food you have brought, take a moment to click the things. Record the audios. Whenever you go traveling somewhere, record the dialects, bring them back, show them to your students, show them to your children. And that is the way the things change. Basically, people are not aware of difference between language and dialects. There is often a confusion that Maghai and Maithili are dialects of Hindi. No, they are languages of their own.
Yes.
So, the more audio exposure you give, the more you use your telephone to record things that is worth recording. My major thing is that learn to preserve and reserve things for use in your classes. The more you let yourself use, the more you let yourself collect things, the more beautiful audios and videos you start making.
Yeah, right.
There are so many apps now available, including the free video maker. The Windows video maker is one of the easiest app that you may use and do it. Now, a Copilot does not give you everything free, but some of the animations are really free. If it is not possible, just use .gif file. .gif files are very good as animators and as simulator creators, and thus it makes your PPT an interaction. The interaction word itself makes a material convert into a e-material. So, these were our types of e-materials that may be used in the social science classroom.
Absolutely, this is wonderful, and you explained everything so nicely. And also, you mentioned something so well, that use your phone well. You know, record your things, take the pictures, and this way you will save yourself from the hassle of checking whether there is going to be any copyright issue or not. You can use them freely for any purpose you feel like, and moreover it will also display your creativity and the way you have developed your skills of taking best of the pictures and best of the animation, text, whatever it is, and you're using it for teaching and learning of different subjects. And here, since you're focusing on social science, it is extremely important. You, of course, if you're visiting some historical site, take the best picture of it and then use it.
Exactly. Use your own picture whenever you go to visit anything. Take your own pictures.
Absolutely.
And it matters. Don't and you take selfies as well, that you were authentically present in that place. Whenever our students go for publication, or even we go for publication, now they ask for your geotag also into it, that they ask that whether you yourself took the thing or not. So I promote all my researchers saying that please take your selfie also with the people you are interviewing, if they allow it. Obviously, there is one thing, if they allow it, because privacy of the sample is also something you have to ethically take care when you are a researcher. But please take picture of the school you visited, picture of the place you visited, picture, if nothing is allowed, take picture of the railway station, that yes, I was there in that village at that point of time. So, take picture of the village station, that will not be stopped by you. Put it up as a proof that yes, I didn't take the picture of the school or the teachers or the students, but I did take picture of myself in the railway station to prove that yes, I was there at that particular of time period. So, I have done the work genuinely.
Right.
So, these are things that one must understand, that ethics is also a very important part when we work on our presentations and we work on our research papers.
That's right.
And social science is something that requires this type of things in a very big way.
True. And of course, I was talking in the beginning about National Education Policy 2020 also, and there is another important document that talks about foundation level curriculum, that is NCFSE 2023. It also talks about a lot of stuffs, and here you must have been watching our wonderful program E Jadui Pitara. You know, that is also a testimony of what we are trying to say when we talk about audio and video resources, because that's how you can make the teaching learning really enjoyable and fun. Now, Ma, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, obviously it's E Jadui Pitara is always fun, and I also often ask for stories from it, just for the sake of fun, to hear that what kind of stories is the AI bot coming up with, just out of curiosity or inquiry, but I do that. And you too will enjoy. You know, once you start learning, the more prompts you give, the more you become real good in asking the type of stories you would like to hear, and they give you a very good streamline of what you are asking for. But be very clear that AI can only tell you what is in your imagination. So, if I tell I want to have a story about a small girl called Harpreet who had a dream of becoming an anchor in NCERT, and one day when she grew up, she really became an anchor who was able to do beautiful shows, and I want that in a 500 words, and she stayed in Delhi, and she was very creative when doing shows. Whatever you tell, the thing is that the AI will make a story exactly like that.
Lovely, lovely.
So, if I don't give AI a name, if I don't tell AI that Harpreet is an anchor, if I say that tell me a story of a girl with a dream, it will use its own brain.
Wow.
It will not deliver you exactly what you asked for. Maybe to surprise Harpreet, I may just tell AI to give me a story about a girl who grew up to be an anchor. So, try this imaginations, try this prompts, try telling AI exactly what is in your brains, and it does make a difference. So, as Harpreet you were talking about, you were talking about NEP 2020.
That's right, ma'am.
So, I always believe this Edgar Dale model of cone of experience is something very beautifully that comes up with the NEP 2020.
Okay.
Because NEP 2020 talks about all the things that Edgar Dale had once spoken. And it talks about in a very different way because it brings the Indian knowledge system in it. Now, text is our oldest form of document that we have, text. But we were not into text. The Vedas came in the form of oral testimonies. It did not come in the form of text. So, the Vedas, when Vedas were later recorded in the form of text when they thought that it may just not be able to pass from generation to generation correctly.
Earlier they were recorded in minds only.
Minds, yeah, exactly. Vedas were through memory, they were transferred from generation to generation.
Wow,
so, you see that they were direct purposeful experience. So, the reality was far more concrete. You have to understand that text is not, why I like Edgar Dale model is because he has seen in a very beautiful way the degree of abstraction. Text is an abstract form.
Yes.
Whereas, concrete, low concrete experience is the direct purposeful experience. The way a teacher led the child to memorize, that was often wrongly labeled as rote learning, was not exactly rote learning. It was the correct pronunciation of what was being delivered from generation to generation, because when a child reads the text himself or herself is often prone to pronounce the words in a very different way.
Yes.
I'll not say even wrong, because the child doesn't know what is right, what is wrong.
Yeah,
so, the child pronounces it the way he or she feels it correct. So, that is an abstract form. So, the first form is direct purposeful experience. Then we move to contrived experience, and then we move to what we call as dramatized experience. That is where the beauty of Nukkad Nataks, Bal Panchayat and this type of mock parliament comes in, and these are thoroughly promoted by NEP 2020. And these things once recorded can be used for further demonstration to teach the students. So, you see it is a very beautiful way NEP has actually put what is not in ICT into ICT, because it is saying the reuse of the Nukkad Nataks, it is saying the reuse of the mock parliament, and even the way you see the people imparting their speech, all this is coming into the dramatization of how things will take place, and they can be demonstrated.
True.
Now, field trip is also a very big part, and even in our standard 6 social science book, we have a complete chapter dedicated to visiting to the National Museum. So, it is also a field trip. And I will also promote you that please visit any local museum with your students. Please make them a part of our history. Please make them a part of our geography.
Yes.
And the exhibits are always there in the museum. Now, next comes is what is motion picture. So, what you are actually recording comes far higher level in the abstraction level. The audios, the pictures, the videos, the text. The first is what NEP 2020 and NCFFS, the foundation stage national curriculum framework, as well as the secondary stage, they beautifully speak of first learning the things in a very concrete way. That is, the foundation stage children must let things happen in a concrete way, but that does not take away the abstraction of it. And this whole thing is modeled beautifully into our complete 2 curriculum frameworks and our NEP 2020 of how to use all these things into your classroom. And now that you have understood that the levels from which it is, from the concrete to the abstract, you will know which are the experiences that you need to use with which age group in a more effective way. And you can take it from our E-Jadui Pitara Teacher Tara bot also. Teacher, when you go into 9599961445, 9599961445, save this number in your WhatsApp and you shall have E-Jadui Pitara, and it has 3 bots. The Story Sakhi, the Teacher Tara and the Parent Tara. And the Teacher Tara will perfectly tell you how to mingle in your class mathematics with music, and it shall also provide you reference from NEP 2020. So, this is the way NEP is very beautifully correlated with our day-to-day teaching learning ways, and now you have NEP 2020 and NCFFS in your palm. Click it and use it.
Course.
Yes.
And now, ma'am, we have come midway into the session.
Yes.
And now that you've told us so many things about the audio-video resources, their categories, and how NEP 2020 is also focusing on the same and this beautiful model that you presented to us, let's talk about some of the audio-video resources that are available to us, whether they are free and open resources or they are sponsored or created by NCERT. So what exactly is there, how can we access them, and what is their use, like what each video or audio resource is trying to show or trying to teach?
Yeah, exactly. We will go for the NCERT videos. Let
Okay.
us first watch one of them.
Okay.
If we can have Baya Hamari Chidiya Rani.
All right. So we're starting with the video program.
Yes, we are starting with a video program, and once we watch it,
Okay.
we shall go into the elaboration of it. This is the NCERT production.
मिट्ठू 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 मिट्ठू, अरे भाई जरा पानी तो ले आना। मिट्ठू कहाँ चला गया? जरूर कहीं खेल रहा होगा। मिट्ठू मिट्ठू, मैं इतनी देर से पानी मांग रही हूँ और तुम यहाँ खेल रहे हो, मेरी बात का जवाब क्यों नहीं दिया?
बुलबुल दीदी, मैं तो एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, अब भला मैं आपको पानी कैसे दे सकता हूँ?
लेकिन छोटे होने का ये मतलब नहीं कि तुम कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते। एक छोटी चिड़िया भी दिन भर कितना काम करती है, पता है तुम्हें?
एक छोटी चिड़िया दिन भर में क्या काम करती होगी?
आओ मैं दिखाती हूँ।
क्या है यहाँ?
वो पेड़ पर लटकता घोंसला देख रहे हो? वो बया का घोंसला है।
बया? वो कौन है?
बया एक छोटी सी चिड़िया है। अरे देखो वो अपने घोंसले के पास ही है।
ये तो बहुत छोटी सी चिड़िया है, ये भला क्या काम करती होगी?
इतना सुंदर घोंसला जो देख रहे हो ना, वो इसी ने बनाया है।
वाह, इतना सुंदर घोंसला ये छोटी चिड़िया ने कैसे बनाया होगा?
अरे मिट्ठू, सिर्फ ये घोंसला ही नहीं और बहुत सारे काम करती है बया।
अच्छा,
चलो जानते हैं कक्षा 3 की पाठ्य पुस्तक वीणा में हमारी चिड़िया रानी आखिर क्या क्या काम कर रही है।
बया हमारी चिड़िया रानी तिनके लाकर महल बनाती, ऊंची डाली पर लटकाती, खेतों से फिर दाना लाती, नदियों से भर लाती पानी। तुझको दूर न जाने देंगे, दानों से आंगन भर देंगे, और हौज में भर देंगे हम मीठा मीठा ठंडा पानी। फिर अंडे सेगी तू जब, निकलेंगे नन्हे बच्चे तब, हम आकर बारी बारी से कर लेंगे उनकी निगरानी। फिर जब उनके पर निकलेंगे, उड़ जाएंगे, बया बनेंगे, हम सब तेरे पास रहेंगे, तू मत रोना चिड़िया रानी।
तो देखा मिट्ठू, एक छोटी चिड़िया बया दिन भर कितने सारे काम करती है।
जी दीदी, मैं बताऊं, तिनके लाकर घोंसला बनाना, खेतों से दाना लाना, नदियों से पानी लाना और अपने अंडों को सेना, यानी अपने अंडों को गर्म रखना।
अरे वाह, तुम्हें तो सब याद हो गया। तो क्या तुम कविता की इन पंक्तियों को पूरा कर सकते हो?
बिल्कुल।
तिनके लाकर, इसके आगे बताओ।
तिनके लाकर महल बनाती, ऊंची डाली पर लटकाती।
अब ये बताओ, तुझको दूर
न जाने देंगे, दानों से आंगन भर देंगे।
शाबाश मिट्ठू। तो तुमने बया के काम तो गिना दिए, क्या तुम अपने काम गिना सकते हो?
जी, स्कूल के लिए तैयार होना, अपना बैग लगाना, अपने जूते साफ करना और अपना गृह कार्य करना।
और बड़ों का कहा मानना। देखो मिट्ठू, छोटे होने के बाद भी बया कितने सारे काम करती है, तो तुम भी बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो।
जी दीदी, मैं समझ गया, अभी आपके लिए पानी लाएगा।
बया हमारी चिड़िया रानी, बया हमारी चिड़िया रानी, तिनके लाकर महल बनाती, ऊंची डाली पर लटकाती, तिनके लाकर महल बनाती, ऊंची डाली पर लटकाती, खेतों से फिर दाना लाती, नदियों से भर लाती पानी, खेतों से फिर दाना लाती, नदियों से भर लाती पानी। तुझको दूर न जाने देंगे, दानों से आंगन भर देंगे और हौज में भर देंगे हम मीठा मीठा ठंडा पानी, और हौज में भर देंगे हम मीठा मीठा ठंडा पानी। फिर अंडे सेगी तू जब निकलेंगे नन्हे बच्चे तब, फिर अंडे सेगी तू जब निकलेंगे नन्हे बच्चे तब, हम आकर बारी बारी से कर लेंगे उनकी निगरानी, हम आकर बारी बारी से कर लेंगे उनकी निगरानी। फिर जब उनके पर निकलेंगे, उड़ जाएंगे, बया बनेंगे, हम तब तेरे पास रहेंगे, तू मत रोना चिड़िया रानी, तू मत रोना चिड़िया रानी।
How beautiful is that? With a lovely message. But I'm sure there is something more to it. Would you like to explain the same?
Yes, exactly. Harpreet, look at this Baya Hamari Chiriya Rani. Okay, it's a well animated video. We have used text in it. There are visual pictures.
Yes.
There are audio recordings, and the audio department of CIT NCERT, thanks to Vimlesh ji and Horo ji, have done a beautiful work with the music.
Yeah.
And it's a well composed music. I love it as a
Absolutely.
ringatone also. Baya Hamari Chiriya Rani.
Right.
Right. And see, there is emotion in the pictures, and there is dramatization.
Yes.
There is also recording. The children are acting out the part of brother and sister.
True.
And the pictures are taken right from one of her colleagues' house, where Baya was actually making a house. And he lent his balcony only for the shoot, so that we could have a real shoot of Baya.
Right.
And the teachers can take children for nature walk around the campus itself, if they can hunt the nest of Baya or not. So these are actually beautiful ways of, I'm not even saying that, I would gladly promote that please let your children see the NCERT video of Baya Hamari Chiriya Rani again and again, and sing to our tune of Baya Hamari Chiriya Rani. But I would also promote that think of such activities to do within your home, of such beautiful interactions. So when the elder sister start asking the question to the younger brother, he is able to say, because there is so fun interaction between brother and sister regarding the poem of Baya Hamari Chiriya Rani. So when you take somebody to learn about the nest, Baya builds the most beautiful of the nest. You should know that Baya's nest are the known as wonders of the most beautiful ones that the birds ever build is a Baya nest.
It's a weaver bird, right?
It's a weaver bird, exactly. But don't underestimate, the bird nest of a crow, because one of the stories that I recently heard of Indian knowledge system was that the children were told that you go home and ask your grandparents what you know and come back to school and discuss, because it is often, when the children grow up, they think, oh, our grandparents don't know anything and our parents also know very little. That is also another issue that parents often have. But this task was given that go back and ask your grandparents that what you know, and that way come back and tell what your grandparents knows. So one of the children came back and told that my grandfather has said that the crow knows the best, will it rain or will it not rain. So it knows where to build its nest. On a year when it rains too much, it will build its nest higher up. When it doesn't rain that much, it will put its nest on a middle path of the tree so that it remains in a much shady spot, because the heat will be much more, because it will not be raining for a while and it will not be raining much. So that way it will remain protected. And this, so the child came up with a thing that, oh, my grandfather knows can predict the rain depending on the crow's nest. So you see, this is the local knowledge, the Indian knowledge system that the child should learn. Like when I was a kid, I used to often hear from my grandmother that if in the month of Falgun, that Falgun Chet will come. If in the month of Falgun there is still Falgun to Chet, if there is still fog, and in the month of Bhado, if there is Asad, Shravan, Bhado, so it's almost Bhadra. So in Bhado, if there is your flood, then there will be a pandemic situation. There will be a lot of disease and plague and other things. So be careful if these two symptoms comes in this 2 months, start becoming very careful. So see, these are very Indian knowledge system. They tell us a lot of things to be careful about, which in our routine life now we have stopped being careless. We remember the Georgian calendar, we do not pay attention to the Indian Panchang anymore. And obviously this is also one thing I have seen recently, that the children do not know how to read the Indian calendar. They don't know the Indian months,
numbers,
exactly, the Hindi numbers, the Bengali numbers, and the Indian calendar. The Souths have their own calendar. So please teach your child to read the calendar that we have, the Panchang that we have. It is very important. It is not superstitious. It is not just useless.
Yeah, they don't know when is Ekadashi, Dwadashi.
Yes, exactly. Ashtami and Ekadashi, the importance of Ashtami. Because see, Janmashtami is always on a Ashtami, Radha Ashtami. Why is Ashtami so important? These are the things that one has to realize. Like we were today talking about the Mahakumbh. The Mahakumbh comes every 3 years, 6 years, 12 years and 144 years. Why? Because it depends on the revolution of Jupiter.
Right.
The turn that Jupiter is making, on that Jupiter's movement, the complete Kumbh is based. So our children do not know it. They are reading newspapers, okay, fine, Kumbh Mela is going on, fine, but why Kumbh? And why the importance of Kumbh, and what is the geographical significance, why is Jupiter related to it. So all this actually should come into the knowledge system, all this should be told in the daily walk of life with the children. So these are some of the basic things that Indian knowledge system has to bring. And when we show Jupiter, please use Google Earth to show Jupiter. So when you show the movement of the rotation and revolution of Jupiter through Google Earth, when you tell that how many days it takes for Jupiter to complete one rotation, one revolution, and how it moves, then the things start taking note of it, that okay, this is the way things are happening, this is the way things are contrived. And please use Google Sky, please use Google Earth. They are free aids, they are beautiful aids, and they are ICT. So relate your daily life with ICT and take the maximum social science, history, geography to the life of your child. And that is when the child stops feeling bored. The way they say social science boring, and no,
Yeah.
social science is one of the most interesting things. It is the daily life of you functioning as a being with the planetary movements, you functioning as a being with your daily life. So that is the way you slowly imbibe social science, Indian knowledge system, and start develop your own, start constructing, not develop events, and constructing your own knowledge bank, start assimilating your own knowledge system.
Yes.
And that is how actually we will be reaching the other galaxy in the ever expanding
universe. That's right. I mean, it is social science, easily understandable by most of us, because this is related to our surroundings, our daily life, and what we are seeing socially around us. Now, ma'am, what next? One more audio or video?
Yes, audio one.
Okay.
One audio that will be also a CIT NCERT production.
All right.
Of your आग की खोज.
Okay.
CIET NCERT द्वारा प्रस्तुत
So
है
let's have this audio
कार्यक्रम
program.
आग की खोज।
आग की खोज मानव के विकास में एक उल्लेखनीय खोज मानी जाती है।
And moving on,
रोजमर्रा की
after
जिंदगी
that
में
we can
आग
discuss some of the apps that
खाना
are really
पकाने,
useful for working
गर्मी
it out.
और प्रकाश
So,
पैदा करने,
with that we
निर्माण
can,
और
just
उद्योग
culminate
कार्यों में
the
होता है।
session because time will be running out, Harpreet. So that will be something we need to do.
आप सोच
So,
रहे होंगे कि आग के
we
बारे
can
में
talk in
क्या
terms
खास
of
है,
how
क्योंकि हम
each of
लाइटर
the
की
things
मदद
that
से
we
प्रकाश
use in
कर
our
सकते
daily
हैं।
life, including the
माचिस
apps
का
that are
उपयोग
very
कर
relevant
कागज
to using,
या अन्य
we
वस्तुएं
can
जला
take it up
सकते
with
हैं।
it.
I'm sure the audio is running in the background.
आजकल आग जलाना
which definitely,
भले ही आसान है,
you're
लेकिन
listening to
पहले
and
के
paying
समय
attention as well.
में एक छोटी सी चिंगारी उत्पन्न कर पाना भी बहुत मेहनत का काम था। ये तो हम सब जानते हैं कि लगभग सभी धर्मों में आग को पवित्र माना जाता है। हमारे देश भारत
And
में
quite
तो
interesting,
आग का बड़ा
आग
ही
की
धार्मिक
खोज,
महत्व है।
how the fire, I still
इस
remember,
परंपरा की डोर हमें
studying how
बहुत
early
दूर
man,
अतीत में
they
उस आदि
discovered
मानव तक ले
fire
जाती
by
है
rubbing two
जिसने
stones
आग को पहली
accidentally.
बार
I still remember
दैवीय
those
चमत्कार
visuals
के
from
रूप
my
में समझा।
social studies book.
So see, illustrations and visuals are as important in textbooks.
Yes.
पहले आग प्रकृति के कारण उत्पन्न होती थी। जब कभी बांस से बांस या पेड़ की
And
शाखाएं
when you
टकराती
listen to an audio,
तो
you're
जंगल में
more focused
आग लग
on
जाती।
it. You understand everything. You can pinpoint anything because you're focusing on the voice, the modulation, the background score.
जब कभी बादलों के टकराने से बिजली चमकती या उसके गिरने से आग लग जाती तो आदि मानव उसकी चमक और तपन से भयभीत हो
Yeah.
उठता था।
So, and also this model also says so.
Yes, definitely. And moving on, we shall.
अरे इतनी सारी चमक, ये चमक जो कुछ भी है ना बहुत भयानक है।
इससे तो सारे जानवर भी डरकर भाग रहे हैं।
यहाँ पर एक डाली भी चमक रही है।
सुनो इसे छू कर देखो ये क्या है, देखो।
हाथ दुखता है।
क्या? ओह अच्छा, तभी सभी जानवर इससे डरकर भाग रहे हैं। हाँ।
ऐसा करते हैं, इस पेड़ की डाली को अपने साथ ले चलते हैं।
क्यों?
अपनी गुफा के बाहर लगाएंगे, तो जानवर है ना, अपनी गुफा के पास नहीं आएंगे।
हाँ, सही कहा तुमने, सही कहा। उठाओ, जल्दी करो,
उठाओ।
धीरे धीरे आदि मानव जले हुए जंगलों की ओर बढ़ने लगा और उसने आग से काम लेना सीख लिया। वो ये बात जान गया कि आग हानि पहुंचा सकती है, सब कुछ जलाकर राख कर सकती है, तो आदि मानव को आराम भी दे सकती है, जंगली जानवरों से उसकी रक्षा भी कर सकती है। आदि मानव जंगल में लगी आग को लकड़ी के माध्यम से अपनी गुफा में ले जाता, फिर बाहर लाकर उससे काम लेता। वो आग से अलाव जलाता। ये आग जंगली जानवरों से उसकी रक्षा करती, ठंडे मौसम में ठंड से बचाती और गर्मी देती। इस तरह आदि मानव आग से और उसके इन उपयोगों से धीरे धीरे परिचित हुआ। एक दिन आदि मानव का समूह उसी जंगल से होकर गुजर रहा था जहां आग लगी थी।
ये तो वही जगह है ना जहाँ उस दिन इतनी चमक थी।
यदि आग, हाँ, अरे कितनी भयानक थी वो आग। चमक को देखकर बड़े से बड़े जानवर भी दूर भाग रहे थे। हाँ,
अरे देखो, यहाँ कुछ जानवर आग से मरे हुए हैं।
हाँ,
ऐसा करते हैं, उनका मांस ले लेते हैं। मुझे तो बहुत भूख भी लगी है।
तो ले लो भाई, ले लो।
एक बार मैं इसको चख भी लेता हूँ। ये तो खाने में कच्चे मांस से अधिक अच्छा है।
कच्चे मांस से अच्छा?
तुम भी खाओ, तुम भी खाओ, तुम भी खाओ।
ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा है।
इस प्रकार आदि मानव को पता चला कि आग में भुनी हुई चीजें कच्ची वस्तुओं की तुलना में अधिक स्वादिष्ट होती हैं, और आदि मानव मांस और दूसरी भोजन सामग्री को भून कर खाने लगा। किंतु अभी तक वो आग को जंगल में लगने वाली आग से ही प्राप्त कर सकता था। उसने स्वयं आग जलाना नहीं सीखा था। इस आशंका से कि आवश्यकता पड़ने पर आग मिल पाएगी या नहीं, वो अपनी गुफाओं में जलती हुई लकड़ियां सुरक्षित रखता। जब कभी वो किसी दूसरी जगह जाता तो जलती हुई इन लकड़ियों को भी साथ ले जाता, ताकि उसे आग के बिना असुविधा न हो।
अरे बहुत ठंड है भाई। हाँ, खाने का इंतजाम तो हो गया, लेकिन ये जंगली जानवरों से सुरक्षा कैसे करें अपनी?
बचाव के लिए हमें थोड़े नुकीले औजार बनाने चाहिए।
हाँ,
इनको घिसो।
अरे ये कैसे लगी? मुझे लगता है ये मैं 2 पत्थर किसे है ना, इससे लगी है। मैं एक बार और कोशिश करता हूँ। एक मिनट, इन्हीं में से निकली है।
कई बार जब आदि मानव औजार बनाते वक्त पत्थर से पत्थर को टकराता या लकड़ी को लकड़ी से बलपूर्वक रगड़ता, तो उसमें से चिंगारियां फूटने लगती। इन्हीं चिंगारियों से आदि मानव ने आग जलाना सीखा। इन पत्थरों को आज चकमक पत्थरों के नाम से जाना जाता है, जिसका अर्थ है पत्थर जो आग जलाता है। आज हम इतनी आसानी से आग जला सकते हैं कि हम भूल जाते हैं कि हम कितने भाग्यशाली हैं। आग एक सामग्री बनाने के लिए या उसे आकार देने के लिए या एक साथ विभिन्न भागों को जोड़ने के लिए प्रयोग की जाती है। सदियों के दौरान आदि मानव ने आग के बारे में और अधिक सीखा, उसे नियंत्रित किया और कई तरीकों से उपयोग करना सीखा।
When it comes to आग की खोज, a child may go back to the Wikipedia and search that how actually fire came. So with it comes the Mesolithic, Neolithic, Paleolithic ages and how human developed, where was the first crop, where was the first civilization, how did it happen, and all that. Now you can see parallel resources in the YouTube. And now obviously you can have Facebook pages are also there that social media is putting up in a big way. There is Facebook pages. Talk to professors also through Google Meet and other things. I always advocate that even if you are home, there is also one-to-one interaction. Many people give time, many teachers give time for one-to-one interactions on weekends, and many meets are also there. Even people are reading out their books also nowadays online. So there is book reading also. So if you cannot make it out of your house, or you are situated in a remote location, look for events that are happening on Zoom and Google Meet. Join up, and obviously monitored by your parents.
Yes.
Monitored by your parents is for cyber security. Please don't join anything and everything. So it is very important in that way. Then please write your own blogs. I always ask students to write their own blogs. Use the blogger, write your own blogs. Exactly. This was the slide I was talking about. So moving on, we can have another one. Email people you think are relevant to your field. Even if you are a child, don't hesitate to write somebody if you find their book interesting, their paper interesting, their class interesting. You see, anybody and everybody loves a word of praise. As you love that somebody tells you, oh, you are doing a good job. Similarly, even if they are grown up, they like, so come and complete. The Google Map always use as much as possible, and this is also for the safety of everybody. Whenever you are in a Ola, Uber or anything, please share your location with your near and dear ones. That saves a lot of crime, that saves a lot of problems. Please do it. I encourage teachers also to use things like Quizlet and Kahoot. Make the quizzes fun at the end of the class, and that creates a lot away from the rote part, and it gives a lot of fun in learning the things that one does. Obviously, to the teachers, you can also be action researchers, you can also be Fulbright teachers. I always promote that teachers please fill up for the Fulbright form and for your scholarships. Please go as exchange teachers, please see the world. The world doesn't stop at your school door. The world is much beyond. So publish your own paper. You are sitting on mines of data, so publish your own paper. Obviously, I promote my own coordinated app, E-Jadi Pitara, 9599961445. I have already told you the number, but please note it down again. So that's it. Google Classroom was something we used a lot during the pandemic, but now teachers are not doing it. But again, I will tell you that take some time out on a Sunday, put your things on a Google Classroom and keep it, because notes may go here and there. Google Classroom will act as a very conservation thing. एंड ऑब्वियसली एज आपने सुना, कोई भी ऑडियो अपने बच्चों को सुना के बोलो उसको कैनवा को लाने के लिए, एंड मेक इट अ हैबिट ऑफ पुटिंग योर अपॉइंटमेंट्स इनटू गूगल कैलेंडर्स. You may trust your memory, but trust it, Google Calendar does make life easier. O-Labs and V-Labs are something, obviously social science teachers have little to do with it, but still I say some of the experiments are good enough to use. And obviously we have a full session on Google Earth, a complete session on Google Earth on Friday, Harpreet. So I am not going into the details of that. Obviously the government initiatives are also there. I just like to say that use the MOOCs of SWAM, try to do some courses always through SWAM. Please visit the National Digital Library, and obviously there is eGyankosh for open education universities and other things. There is also Shodh Ganga and PM eVidya channel, like we are coming over now. Try to watch some of the things on PM eVidya that you may find is substantial for your children, and obviously there is always the Diksha platform. Please join us on Diksha platform, and it would be very nice for that. So these are some of the apps we can go through, and please come into NCERT official. We are trying to do a lot of good work. We are trying to promote social science to be learned in a very interesting way, a way you will fall in love with it. You will not think of it as a burden, but as something that is a part and parcel of your life. You will embrace the subject of political science, history and geography, and just learn it in the go.
Yes, and this is such an important information. We also learned about different apps that of course play a huge role when it comes to teaching and learning of social sciences. For this entire discussion on audio and video resources for the teaching and learning of social sciences, I must thank my guest for the day. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your contribution to the session.
Thank you, Harpreet, for having me.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
It was indeed wonderful, and pleasure
and
is
please
all
don't
ours.
Forget to watch NCERT official.
That's right. That's right. So today, we talked about teaching and learning of social sciences as far as audio and video resources are concerned. Tomorrow on day 3, we will be talking about digital tools for social sciences. Now with this, it's a wrap for this training program for the day. I hope you have gathered all the important information that will help you in attempting the assessment. Now before I close, here is an important update for all of you. We hope that you enjoyed our program Pariksha Pe Charcha 2025 with Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, and of course this year edition, it has brought fresh perspective with 7 upcoming episodes, or rather the episodes that you have watched. Of course, we covered all essential topics like nutrition, meditation, mindfulness and health, technology, finance, because all these are aimed at guiding students in their journey of learning and personal growth. I hope you've watched all these sessions on Doordarshan channel, and there is a related video for that as well. So let's watch the video.
परीक्षा पे चर्चा के 8th एडिशन के नए अंदाज में हो चुकी है शुरुआत। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने स्टूडेंट्स को दिए एग्जाम और लाइफ से जुड़े वैल्यूएबल टिप्स। आगे इस चर्चा से जुड़ेंगे अलग अलग फील्ड्स के एक्सपर्ट्स जैसे दीपिका पादुकोण, मैरी कॉम, फूड फार्मर, सदगुरु इत्यादि, जो 7 नए एपिसोड्स में एडवाइस देंगे मेंटल हेल्थ, न्यूट्रिशन एंड वेलबींग के बारे में। तो देखना ना भूलें 12 फरवरी से रोज सुबह 10 बजे डीडी न्यूज और नरेंद्र मोदी यूट्यूब चैनल पर।
I hope you haven't missed out on these invaluable insights. And now let's take a quick look at the schedule. What's all coming ahead. In a short while from now, you will watch our sessions here, and we'll bring you the topic fostering behavior among school students. What kind of behavior? Well, that is right there in front of you, and this will be revealed to you in a while. So please make sure you participate in the session. With this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Namaskar.